Mr. Song read the story The Pied Piper in class today. A pack of rats appeared in a little town in Germany, he began. Then I quickly said, squeak, squeak, squeak. Mr. Song didn't seem to notice and went on reading. There were large numbers of rats not only in the streets, but in all the houses. I squeaked again and said, squeak, squeak, squeak. Packs of rats have appeared. Mr. Song ignored me and continued, Oh my, rats have eaten up all our breakfast. Go away, said the little boy. I shouted out, Well done, rats. Mr. Song stared at me for a moment, then returned to the story. Mom, there's a rat in my shoe. I took my slippers off and shook them as if trying to get the rat out. Curse you, I shouted. Blowing at me, Mr. Song just went on reading. The townspeople tried to get rid of the rats in every possible way, but the number of rats only increased. Mickey Mouse take over the world, I muttered. One day, a piper came to the town playing a magic flute, Mr. Song continued. I began softly whistling like a flute. Everyone in the class laughed so much they said that they enjoyed the story all the more because of me. Because of this, Mr. Song didn't punish me. Eugene is in the sunflower group. I waited for the class to finish. Then I hurried over to Bonsu, who sits next to Eugene in the group. I threw my arms around his shoulder, glancing at her. Don't you love studying? Isn't that interesting? You know I don't, Bonsu said. I looked at Eugene again. She must have noticed my glances, but seemed to avoid them. I kept questioning Bonsu, but he fell to the restroom. What a mean guy, I muttered myself. Other kids were whispering behind my back. Gino seems to have a crush on Eugene. That's right, but I don't care about kids laughing at me. I'm becoming a sunflower. A sunflower looks up at the sun and turns its head to follow as the sun moves across the sky. Eugene is the sun. The problem is, however, that Eugene doesn't notice me at all. Mr. Song called Mina and me giggling during class. I don't know why we were giggling. There were no reason. As soon as I stopped laughing, I wanted to tell Mr. Song I was sorry. Then he called out to me, Ji-won, come and see me later. I was sure he would scold me for behaving badly during class. I had already been nagged by Mom this morning. I would go crazy if I was scolded again. So I answered, but why? What for? I'd like to have a word with you. Mr. Song said softly, You're going to punish me, aren't you? You sound like you already know what we're going to discuss. I was scolded similarly by my mom this morning. Can we talk another day, Mr. Song? He sighed happily, saying, All right, there's no rush. Let's talk another day. Mr. Song stood by Lou's suggestions, but I don't know why I feel so bad. We went on a picnic today. Our class goes on outing every month. This was going to be the last one for the first semester. I took a can of coffee and another of orange juice. People we left for a picnic. I offered the coffee to Mr. Song. Thanks, he said. Seeing the juice in my hand, he asked me if I like orange juice. I shook my head and said, No, this is for Eugene. It's okay, isn't it? It's up to you. We're leaving soon. Give it to her right now. What if she refuses? Boys should be brave. Only the brave deserve the fare. What if other kids make fun of me? Don't worry about them. Just give it to her. I stared over to Eugene with my eyes wide open and looked straight at her. Then I handed her the juice with my eyes shut tight, saying, Mr. Song told me it's okay to give this to you. Eugene's eyes wide in surprise. She was totally confused and embraced it. She had no choice but to take the juice. Yahoo! I feel as I were working on air.
Okay, open your book to lesson 1. Bongsu's diary. What story did Mr. Song read to the class today?
Mr. Song read the story The Pied Piper in class today.
Okay, he read The Pied Piper. According to the story, where did the rats appear?
A pack of rats appeared in a little town in Germany.
Did Bongsu say squeak, squeak, squeak in a loud voice?
No.
He spoke?
He
Okay, so he didn't spoke
he
in a
didn't
loud voice.
Yes.
He spoke.
He spoke didn't loudly.
Okay, he spoke quietly. Huh? Where did the rats appear in the town?
There were large numbers of rats not only in the street but in all the houses.
Why? Okay, right. 자, 그 문장이 좀 중요한 문제입니다.
You.
자, 금방 그 문장을 보자. The large number of rats. 자, there were large number of rats 가 나타났다는 거잖아.
많은
있었다는 거잖아. 근데 not only
그 거리에
in the street뿐만 아니라 in the street뿐만 아니라 but in all the houses 여기까지.
모든 집.
오케이. 뭐뭐뿐만 아니라
집.
뭐뭐에도 이런 뜻이야. 이렇게 표현할 때는 not only but 이렇게 사용하는 거야.
네.
Not only A but B 이렇게 하면은 뭐뭐뿐만 아니라 뭐뭐도. 어?
네.
이럴 땐 이런 형태를 쓰는 이 형태를 기억해 두면 좋아.
네.
Okay, so why was Mr. Song angry at 봉수?
Because 봉수 took his slippers up and shook them as he tried to get the rat out.
Okay, 그러니까 why was Mr. Song angry? 뭐 했으니까 봉수.
봉수가 끼어들어서
끼어들어서 뭘 했어? 소리를
내서.
그렇지. 봉수 was being very noisy huh? during the story. What did Mr. Song say before 봉수 took off his slippers?
Curse you.
Before 봉수 took off his slippers, what did Mr. Song say?
Mom, there's a rat in my shoe.
What did Mr. Song do when 봉수 took off his slippers and shook them?
Throwing at 봉수.
Right, he frowned at 봉수. 그러니까 표정이
이렇게 굳어졌어.
찡그렸어, 그지? What happened when the town people tried to get rid of the rats?
The numbers of rats only increase.
Right, 그렇지? 자, 뭐 하려고 시도했지?
네.
Tried to 뭐뭐 하려고. 뭐뭐 하려고 to. 자, 이거 우리 to 부정사 배웠죠 옛날에?
네.
to 부정사.
네.
자, 뭐 하려고?
없애려.
없애려고. get rid of는 없애다 이거다. 제거하다.
네.
없애다, 제거하다.
네.
get rid of.
네.
이걸 한 단위로 외워야 돼.
네.
get rid of
어깨는
없애다.
네.
없애는 거야? 뭘 없애려고?
쥐들.
쥐를 제거하려고. Who came to the town one day?
One day, a piper came to the town, playing a magic flute.
Why did Mr. Song punish 봉수?
Because everyone said that they enjoyed the story all the more because of 봉수.
Okay, listen to Gino's diary. What group is Eugene a part of?
Eugene is in the sunflower group.
What did Gino do to 봉수?
He hurried over to 봉수, who he drew his arms around his shoulder, glancing at her.
Right? Why did Gino go to talk to 봉수?
Because he liked Eugene, and 봉수 sits next to Eugene.
Right, so he wanted to be closer to Eugene. What did Eugene seem to avoid?
She must have noticed Gino's glances, but seemed to avoid them.
Right, she seemed to avoid Gino's glances. Where did 봉수 go?
He go to the restroom.
Okay. What are the other kids whispering?
Other kids were. Gino seems to have a crush on Eugene.
Did Gino care about the kids laughing at him?
No, he don't care. He doesn't care about He's laughing at
Okay, what did Gino say he was becoming?
He said he's becoming a sunflower.
Right, because she is in the sunflower group. It's funny. What did Gino say a sunflower does?
A sunflower looks up at the sun and turns its head to follow as the sun moves across the sky.
What's Gino's problem?
The problem is, however, that Eugene doesn't notice him at all.
Okay, lesson 3. Jiwon's diary. What did Mr. Song catch Mina and Jiwon doing?
Mr. Song called Mina and Jiwon giggling during class.
Why were the girls snickering?
I don't know.
Okay, they don't know.
They
So, 어떤 이유가?
있었는지 몰라.
그러니까 어떤 이유가 특별한 이유가 있었던 게
아니요.
아니야. There wasn't any
Any
particular
particular reason.
그러니까 이게 있잖아. There was
No
no
particular reason.
특별한 이유가 없었어. 그지? What did Mr. Song say to Jiwon?
Jiwon, come and see me later.
What did Jiwon expect Mr. Song would do?
She had already been. She was sure he would scold her for behaving badly during class.
Right, 그렇지. 지원이는 그 생각했지. 미스터 송 선생님 그렇게 할 거라고. She was sure he would scold her for behaving badly. What had happened to Jiwon that morning?
She had already been nagged by her mom this morning.
Okay, she had been nagged
네.
by her mom. What did Jiwon say she would do if she were scolded again?
She would go crazy if she was scolded again.
Okay, what did Mr. Song say he'd like to do?
He liked to have a word with Jiwon.
Okay. What did Jiwon avoid getting punished by Mr. Song?
You're going to punish me, aren't you? She said.
어떻게? How did Jiwon avoid getting punished by Mr. Song?
She said, I was scolded severely by my mom this morning. Can we talk another day, Mr. Song?
그러니까 지원이는 punished 받는 거를
밀었어.
getting punished 받는 거 어떻게 할 수 있었어?
없어.
avoid 할 수 있었지. avoid 할 수 있었지. 그리고 그거는 금방 그 얘기 한 거지. 그치? 그래서 what did Mr. Song say after he sighed?
He said, all right, there's no rush. Let's talk another day.
How did Jiwon feel at the end of the conversation?
She feels so bad.
Okay, she felt so bad.
아직
Okay, lesson 4. How often does the class go on a field trip?
Their class goes on an outing every month.
Right, so they go once a month.
Once a month.
What did Gino take to the picnic?
He took a can of coffee and another of orange juice.
Who did Gino offer his coffee to?
He offered the coffee to Mr. Song.
Who did Gino want to give the juice to?
He gives to the Eugene.
So he wanted to give the juice to Eugene.
네.
Gino was worried he would refuse. What did Mr. Song say?
He said, boys should be brave. Only the brave deserve the bear.
Okay. Was Gino worried about what the other kids would think?
Yes.
Yes, he was. What did Mr. Song say about the other kids?
He said, don't worry about them. Just give it to her.
Were Gino's eyes open when he handed Eugene the juice?
No. He handed her the juice with his eyes shut tight.
Okay, right. So they were shut tight. Okay, 눈 크게 뜨고 받는지 안 받는지 보자. 눈 눈싸움 하면서. How did Eugene feel?
Eugene eyes waiting in surprise. She feels surprise.
Right. And she was totally
Confused and embarrassed.
right. She was totally confused and embarrassed. How did Gino feel?
He felt as if he were walking on air.
Right.